They are the bricks of an emerging new world order and building it anew, brick by brick. Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, the five leading emerging powers encompassing the continents of Asia, Africa, Latin America, are pulling in their collective economic and diplomatic weight to recast the international landscape. The term BRIC was first used in 2001 by international investor firm Goldman Sachs to denote the four emerging economies of Brazil, Russia, India and China. What started as a new pole of opportunity for global investors looking to plow their money in emerging markets had now morphed into a formidable multilateral grouping marked by a striking convergence of interest on a range of global issues.
The BRICS is an interesting sui generis combination. It is interesting and has tremendous potential, but I would say in the economic sphere. Because the Chinese are the world's second largest economy, India is a reasonably successful economy, and so is Brazil. Russia, again, a very energy rich economy, and South Africa again is a success story in many ways.
Born in the aftermath of the global financial crisis, the first summit of the leaders of the BRICS country was held in the Russian city of Ekaterinburg in June 2009. Since then, another 4 summits have been held. The second BRICS summit was held in Brasilia in 2010, followed by Sanya in China in 2011, New Delhi in 2012, and Durban in 2013. Fittingly, the 6th summit will be held in the picturesque Brazilian city of Fortaleza and it themed Inclusive Growth, Sustainable Solutions. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is poised to attend its first BRICS summit and his first trip outside South Asia that will not only provide him an opportunity to enrich the BRICS agenda, but also to meet the leaders of each of these countries, as well as the invited leaders of many South American countries for bilateral talks. What can one expect from the forthcoming BRICS summit in Brazil?
This will be the first multilateral summit that will be attended by our Prime Minister Modi. He has had an opportunity at his swearing in to meet the leaders of the immediate neighborhood. This will be an opportunity to engage with the leaders of the BRICS countries. BRICS and similar multilateral fora are, apart from their multilateral context and weight, also provide very useful opportunities for bilateral discussions with the leaders in a very relaxed atmosphere, with no pressures of outcomes, with no pressures of delivering major results, to get to know each other. And I think this is the real value that we would be looking for.
The 6th summit will see the fruition of an idea which was floated by India in 2012, the visionary project for multilateral bank of the developing world, managed and driven by the BRICS and in sync with the burgeoning needs and aspirations of the developing world.
Right from its inception, India has been a very active member of BRICS, and we have contributed in a big way to various ideas and also in developing BRICS partnership. In fact, this idea of the BRICS Development Bank, the original kernel of that idea came from India. The idea of the BRICS Development Bank was floated during the New Delhi summit. Then a formal declaration on this was made at the Durban summit in 2013, where the leaders mandated the finance ministers of the 5 countries to look into the feasibility and come up with proposals. There have been a series of meetings of finance ministers of the 5 countries on the sidelines of G20 and other multilateral fora. From what I understand, most of the modalities have been worked out, and it is hoped that at Fortaleza there will be a kind of a formal announcement of how to start the bank, and probably once it is started, it is hoped that by 2016 the disbursements will flow.
The business of diplomacy is becoming increasingly business, and the BRICS is no exception. Intra-BRICS trade has grown to $230 billion, and the leaders of BRICS countries are confident of scaling it up to $500 billion. The BRICS Business Council, which comprises 5 leading business persons from each BRICS member, is proactively engaged to enhance the arc of prosperity across the BRICS countries and the larger developing world. Over the last few years, the grouping has acquired a strategic character, with the 5 countries forging joint positions on burning global issues of the day.
The agenda of the BRICS has been to construct a global system that is beneficial to emerging economies. And as long as that remains the focus, that we have a global trading system under the WTO, a climate negotiation, climate change or climate mitigation regime, a global economic regime that facilitates stability in the global economy, that will be useful for us.
In the scrambled alphabet of global geopolitics, the acronym BRICS has a special character and resonance. What cements the grouping is the joint strategic will of BRICS countries to reconfigure the world order and engage the world in search of inclusive growth and sustainable solutions, which form the master themes of the 6th Summit in Fortaleza. The reform of global governance institutions remains the driving force of the BRICS, which consists of 2 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council and 3 aspiring members who want to have a seat at the UN High Table. And one can expect the BRICS leaders at the forthcoming summit in Brazil to make a renewed collective pitch for accelerating reforms and expansion of the UN Security Council. Poets have spoken eloquently about reconfiguring the world closer to the heart's desire, and it is now for statesmen and leaders of BRICS countries to give a more concrete form to the poetic fancy and craft a more democratic world order. If the BRICS succeed in it, they would more than justify the self-chosen name.